Hello everybody, it is Plasma,
and Mint.
and today we're going to be doing a little something special. I'll let Hildegard von Peppermint explain.
Okay, so I'm holding the microphone right now, and today we're going to be doing something that I haven't seen anyone else do. But before I get into it, I'm going to give a little update. So for Minecraft Deserts, I know that there were a couple of you that really liked that, and I just want to let you know that I have recorded episode 2 for that, but I am still in the editing process. I switched over editing software. You probably were able to notice with the sharp increase in video quality in a couple of the videos, but I am still learning how to use it, and it's taking me longer to roll out videos. So sorry about that. I'm still learning how to use it. And so now into the video, because Plasma got a real big head start here. And basically, I'm going to be talking about a topic that I really like talking about because I am slightly infamous for talking for long periods of time. And Plasma is going to try and beat Minecraft
No!
before I finish talking. Or ranting is probably more accurate.
You can spawn the dungeon with a gold apple and a weakness potion and villagers.
Plasma, make sure the noise in the Minecraft isn't too loud in the settings. So the topic I've chosen for today, it's in options, is well, what I dislike about Transformers Animated. Now, I'm going to start by saying I like Transformers Animated. It is a very, no, put it lower, like 20%, right there. And I like it. It's an awesome show. Spoilers, and spoilers for Transformers Beast Wars, Transformers Animated, and Transformers Generation 1, and probably a lot of just Transformers in general, because I'm not 100% sure what I'm getting myself into. Transformers Animated is a great show. I love the show. Right. It has a lot of really interesting concepts. I love the whole space bridge engineer thing. I think Bulkhead's hilarious. I like how they introduced Waspinator in this show as Bumblebee's rival because they're both bugs. It's great, right? There is one aspect of it that I absolutely detest, however, and that is the whole Black Arachnia arc, I guess. Not really even an arc. It's more she's just there sometimes. And how she is in a sort of relationship with Optimus Prime for some reason. I don't know. If I stop talking, it's because I'm replying to Plasma. I don't know if you guys can hear him because I'm literally holding the microphone. So then basically how it goes is, to give you some more backstories. I'm pretty sure y'all know who Optimus Prime is, but in Generation 1, Optimus Prime does have a love interest named Alita 1 for like one episode. And in that one episode, they have like a very old married couple vibe, which makes sense. I don't personally believe that they sorry that any of the episode with the 5 girl Transformers was super necessary, but I mean, I would probably try to sell toys. Nothing. A lot of Generation 1 was just trying to sell toys. And then in Beast Wars, which was a show that came out a little later and it was a lot more character focused and a lot less toy focused, even though there were lots of toys, but not all of the toys were in the show. So basically, one of the characters who introduces in season 1 is Black Arachnia, who's like the first evil girl Transformer, I'm pretty sure. Might be wrong about that. I didn't watch any of the Japanese things for because I just can't get to them. Or if you guys know a way that I can watch those, that'd be great. Oh, careful. And basically, she got more popular than her love interest, because Silverbolt was already a combiner, already had the same name as a combiner from Generation 1, who is reused more often than his Beast Wars version, which makes a lot of sense because, for a couple reasons, Silverbolt Beast Wars is a very he is a Fusor, which means that he is half wolf. His alternate mode is half wolf, half falcon, which is very difficult to work in to a lot of shows, whereas just a random person who can transform into a spider isn't. So in Transformers Animated, Black Arachnia is a Elita 1, which, okay, fine, I guess. And it is, because in Transformers Animated, everyone's a bit, Optimus Prime, instead of being the grizzled war veteran, leader of the Autobots, is like a guy who was just doing his job and then ran into the Allspark, and he got kicked out of the academy because Elita 1, got turned into a spider. She did. She got turned into a spider because hijinks. So then, the reason that it worked fine in Transformers Animated, I guess it was fine, right? Like everybody, it worked for that story, but I don't want to see this ever again, which is why I'm talking about this. So the big reason that this is something that Optimus Prime Black Arachnia should never be, like, I guess, shipped again, is because of how the character of Optimus Prime has changed. Because back then, it was basically free real estate. And Transformers Animated had lots of character reinvention, like Blitzwing. And Ratchet in Transformers Animated is just amazing. But so when they tried to do it to Elita 1 too, that was fine. Break the Grey Wolf. Nothing. So that's fine, right? That was basically the entire thing. It was like in what's its name, Transformers Armada, and that trilogy. They didn't keep a lot of the names just to keep the trademarks, and then there was lots of character reinvention. Even Bumblebee got character reinvention in that show. It was very.
This is amazing. I'm just gonna point this out. That's a lava pool. That's a huge cave. I just need one piece of iron before I can smelt it down, get a bucket, and then go to the nether.
So that's already, like, really, it's already fine for that series, but you could tell, at least I felt like this, watching that show, that something was, like, off, because the way that Black Arachnia and Silverbolt's relationship feels a lot of the time is like a high school sweetheart kind of vibe, because Black Arachnia is very, I wouldn't say insecure. She is a very confident character, but she has some very trust issues. I thought you were gonna make a bucket.
I'm gonna die, so I don't wanna die.
Okay.
Skeletons are the bane of my existence.
Alright. So basically, she is very insecure, and Silverbolt, about trusting people, like, it takes her an entire season to just trust them to join the Maximal team. It takes an entire season of, like, a lot of character development, and only after the team she is currently on, who she does not trust at all, mind you, tries to erase her from existence. So yeah, then she switches teams. So very reasonable time to switch teams, but the only reason she didn't just go loner was because of Silverbolt, and she trusted him. And then eventually she learned to trust Rhinox and Optimus Primal, not Optimus Prime, and join the team. Even though she felt a little awkward until crossing the Rubicon, which is when she officially became a Maximal instead of just a Predacon hanging out. A little bit like in Transformers Armada, how Starscream was still a Decepticon, but he was just hanging out with the Autobots. Alright. You need some food. So, then, and I'm not even going to talk about Beast Machines in this, because that would probably be an entirely different rant. And then Alita 1, she's more, you see more of her in the War for Cybertron trilogy. You see more of her, a little bit more of her now, but she really isn't there that much. I mean, I've only seen a couple shows where she's actually there. She's there, I guess. It's not too big a deal, but they definitely have like an old married couple vibe to the point where it's almost a joke. No, it isn't. To the point where there's like joke videos about it. But yeah. And the reason that the very difference in the two dynamics is why I don't think that Black Arachnia and Optimus Prime make a good relationship, because Optimus Prime, especially now, back then when Transformers Animated came out, he wasn't a super like serious character yet. Like in Generation 1 he was playing basketball in what was it? RDI, the original one. Robots in Disguise. He wasn't too serious. Although that was the show with the poet shark that could fly. So you can just talk. You can just say something. Okay. But that show wasn't too serious to begin with. He slowly became less of a dad character like he was in Generation 1, like playing basketball with the humans and everything, to more of a serious leader type, I guess. So especially now, like Transformers Prime Optimus, the most serious Optimus of Optimuses, right, wouldn't be able to, and especially if this keeps up in the direction of the more serious Optimus Primes, that relationship would never work unless, once again, Black Arachnia got a serious character overhaul like Optimus Prime has over the years. If you watch Transformers Prime or the Bay movies, and then you watch Generation 1, there's a huge difference. Like, incredible difference between the two. And then, if you watch Beast Wars, and then you watch Transformers Animated, Black Arachnia still feels very much like the same character, and she doesn't really fit in a story like Transformers Prime, which is one of the reasons I think that they have Arachnid instead of Black Arachnia, who is very obviously based off of Black Arachnia, because Black Arachnia it's weird when she doesn't get a redemption, because her whole thing is that she gets a redemption arc. She's like up higher. And especially because she, the reason that Silverbolt and Black Arachnia's relationship works, despite the fact that Black Arachnia trusts no one and nothing, except for Silverbolt, like at the end of season 2, like last episode of season 2, she finally realizes that she can trust the guy that she's been dating for like 2 years. we don't know the timeline, but I assume that there was a long time in between everything. So yeah, and then because not only really worked because Silver Bolt is incredibly I don't know, not he's a dork is a very good way is the easiest way to explain it, but he's like a romantic dork. Like a couple of the quotes from that show, like dark poison in my heart, abide with me yet a while. Um, you know, he talks like Sir Lancelot. Um, and he's like triumphant horns, like triumphant music plays whenever he does something on screen, and it is honestly amazing. We really need some more Beast Wars Silverbolt. But I don't know. But it's kind of, and then you can even see it in Transformers Animated, where the relationship between Black Arachne and Optimus Prime doesn't really go anywhere. Mostly, it feels like because wow, he's kind of just I don't know what to do here, while she is well being Black Arachnia, which is being incredibly in love with someone and not trusting them to sharpen a pencil. So that's why it wouldn't work. And then they're in Transformers Animated. Another thing I dislike about it is the like weird flashback sequences. Like I get having a flashback sequence, but everyone always notices the flashback sequence to the point where it's like, "Hey man, stop having a flashback sequence. We're fighting here." Especially in Along Came the Spider, where it's very obvious that Optimus Prime is having a flashback sequence of how he got kicked out of the academy and how Elita 1 got turned into Black Arachnia. And he's just like staring there because he's afraid of spiders and stuff. I don't know, I didn't like that episode. And there's just so much. I don't think we'll get a Black Arachnia and Optimus Prime again because just for all the reasons I mentioned, and mostly because Black Arachnia, though she shows up more often than most of the Beast Wars characters, she doesn't show up that often. And although we are now getting like a Return of the Beasts, or Rise of the Beasts, technically that movie came out, she's not in there, I don't think. I don't know, I haven't seen it. I doubt she's in there. And then there's Cyberverse. I don't think she's in Cyberverse, maybe. Because she doesn't become a Maximal until season 3. So if she's going to get introduced into a show like that, that isn't revolving around the Beast characters, or even when the show is revolving around the Beast characters, like War for Cybertron Kingdom, she'll just get a weird Allspark vision and then go save the world for some reason. Despite the fact that it makes no sense.
Can't go to the
Yeah, we're 18 minutes in and he's making it to the nether. And I watched some of Cyberverse. I never finished it. I know that some of the I know that like Cheetor shows up at some point, which is cool. But it's just it annoys me. It really annoys me. Because I can say that out of all of the, I guess, shows that I've watched, there are a couple that had incredibly big impacts on me. Mostly because I watched them when I was younger and really enjoyed them and then molded part of my personality around them. Like Wildcats, I very much liked Wildcats and Ninja Turtles, and 2012, I still love that show. I do not like April and Donnie though. It's very awkward, toxic. April's very toxic in that show. She's better in Ramen Team, but that's not important. I'm getting off track. What was I saying? Oh yeah. But Beast Wars had a really big impact on me, and the reason I guess I'm so protective about this this character, well, these characters, Silverbolt and Black Arachnia, is because of this really random impact they had on me. Which is kind of funny because before I got to like season 2 of Beast Wars, I was in this like weird phase where I didn't want to watch, where I put everything into like the boy show and the girl show things, and I didn't, and there were times when I didn't want to watch any boy shows, and then there were times I didn't want to watch any girl shows. It was stupid. But I was like 9, I think. So, not a big deal. But like, I watched that and I was like, I don't know why. But I think I was watching like, I think the episode was like Bad Spark or something. The one with the big evil crab. uh, um, and I was like, oh my goodness, I can do both. Yeah, it was like I can like I can like stupid relationships and like soap opera-y style things, and I can like intense action scenes and fighting and giant robots ripping each other's guts out.
Where is the
Go straight. Which is honestly one of the reasons why I probably really liked watching The Flash up till season 8. Not that I never get to a point where I hated The Flash. I just stopped watching it because it got boring. I know some people were like, "Oh, stop watching at season 3," and then there were other people who were like, "Oh, stop watching at season 4, stop watching at season 6." But by season like 7,
Yes.
they just got rid of all the characters I liked.
Finally.
And
that's the cave that I was looking at.
They just got rid of all the characters I liked. Like Cisco was awesome. I'm very off topic. What am I talking about?
That's a water, right? This is water.
Yeah. So back on topic to Black Arachnia, and animated and everything. So Black Arachnia and animated is fine. I know that there was supposed to be a season 4. I think it was season 4. Or season 3 or something like that. That would have, that they were going to go in more depth of all that. And she was going to become like the leader of the Predacons. And maybe that would have fixed, well, not really fixed. She was a fine character. Maybe that would have improved her character and got her some of that character development that she desperately needed in that show. But yeah, maybe it would have, maybe it wouldn't have. Transformers Animated was a really good show, aside from its problems. And now I'm just going to start generally talking about Black Arachnia, because I can't really just generally talk about Silverbolt because he's only in like one show, and maybe in one random Allspark vision, which I'm going to get to. So basically, she's a really good character in Beast Wars because she just is awesome, and she proceeds to do everything. Right? She's an inventor. And she does the inventing part of an inventor a lot, while also sorry, this is very well. I just got up like 30 minutes ago. Well, she also does that while being like under constant pressure because mind control and stuff. She's also telekinetic by the end of the series, which she only ever uses once. And then there's Beast Machines. And I can't watch Beast Machines without feeling like physically ill. So, yay for Beast Machines. I said I wasn't going to get into Beast Machines, but I always get into Beast Machines. I just do not like Beast Machines. Because, so, there's a little backstory behind Beast Machines if you didn't know. And that is, who thought it was a good idea to hire... Okay, so first of all, they wrote Beast Wars. And Beast Wars was awesome, right? What happened is there was a show called Generation 2, which I don't think anyone watched, and I didn't for sure. I couldn't even find it. And most people who are just people probably haven't watched it. They're, of course, the people who are like toy collectors and who are born when the show came out, who probably watched it. I don't even know, but it was just a thing. And it wasn't that popular, and it kind of flopped. But it was like the sequel to the original Transformers. And then Beast Wars came out because they needed to change it up because it failed. And then they were afraid that Beast Wars sequel would also fail. And they didn't want it to fail. Because reasons. Because obviously that would cost a lot of money. So they hired different people to do it so that it would feel different. It wouldn't feel like a repeat, which already Beast Wars and Generation 1 were very different shows. Generation 1 was more of like an anthology where there were mostly filler episodes that would fill up into like that would very slowly advance the plot. And very Weapon of the Week, very Crisis of the Week, this episode we're showing off this good guy and this bad guy. Go buy their toy if you like this episode. You know. That was just the way it was. Nothing wrong with that. Right? But then there were also the difference is Beast Wars was very, very character based. And that was mostly because of the way it wasn't hand drawn. It was CG. And this was like late 1990s. It was one of like the first 3 fully CG shows ever. I think. Don't quote me on that. But
I'm doing a lava cast. No.
oops, for Plasma, but I don't know if you can hear. But basically, that the show was very character focused, and the writers had already thought of an idea of how to continue it after everything, where they would be in space because they're alien robots, but they'd be like animals in space, and then they get their new modes or whatever. Right.
Is this high enough to build another portal?
And basically that would have been fine. I would much rather have seen that, even if it was awful, than whatever Beast Machines is supposed to be, because at least the people who wrote the show would know would have seen the show they were writing a sequel for. Because guess what? The Beast Machines writers had never seen Beast Wars. They'd obviously seen Generation 1 and probably rewatched Generation 1 a couple times, which is how you can tell from the show that's very Generation 1 based. But you look at it and you're like, oh no, this is very different. All of the characters would hate each other. Well, they don't hate each other, but it really feels like they hate each other. Like episode 5, Weak Component, and Rat Trap is just getting mercilessly, like, verbally abused by everyone for no reason. Well, he can't transform yet, because there was, like, something about transforming in that series.
No, it became ice. No.
Anyway, that series was just a mess. And all the characters felt not like themselves because they had the same personality on paper. Because that's all the writers of the show got. But any of the little, like, nuances of the characters were not there because they weren't just written down in the little bio that whatever the writers got. So, yeah, I'm very annoyed by that if you can't tell. But then of course there's like Beast. Then there's Flying Ring and Silver in Beast Machines, which is its own horse. I don't think that that's how you say that saying. It's its own animal.
It's its own beast.
Yeah, it's its own beast. And that is because out of everybody, Rhinox got his character completely like assassinated, right? Silverbolt got his character completely turned into Batman, which is just weird because, as I said before, he talks like Sir Lancelot and is like not a hopeless romantic, but like because he's not hopeless. He ends up doing pretty good at it, but he's
I don't think I'm building this correctly.
just do your best. And he turns into Batman because he was originally Silverbolt, but he got turned into by Megatron the shower curtain because Megatron's a shower curtain in this show for some reason until he turns into a floating head. And then he turns into like Optimus Prime from Beast Wars for a little bit. Who cares? I honestly don't care.
No, that don't work. No.
But
this is gonna take half an hour.
but basically, please don't take half an hour.
Build this portal.
But basically.
No, stop.
He's Batman. The episode where he comes back is literally called "In the Darkest Night," and he's depressed all the time because he was like he liked being Jetstorm, and honestly, I can see why. Jetstorm was the best character in this show before he got turned into Silverbolt, which is awful. I hate saying that because Silverbolt is my favorite character in Transformers, not in Beast Machines. Plasma, you don't put the water on top of the lava, you put the water next to the lava.
This doesn't make sense. This is a square. This isn't high enough. This is a square. This is gonna make me rage quit.
Well, okay, let me get back to talking. So basically, Beast Machines took, and then so he's Batman, which obviously, as you can tell, means a couple things. One of them.
Oh, that's not the right place.
One of them is
Okay.
well, one of them is very like
No,
you set the water next to it, Plasma. You don't put the water in the block. But basically, I lost my train of thought. Basically, he is completely different because him and Bakurachnia are still a thing in this show, except for maybe not. It's very confusing because the whole time he's going off like, oh goodness gracious, do you have any food?
Nope.
Well, you're doomed. The whole time he's going off like on vengeance quest because Batman. And then Bakurachnia is like, can you please stop being can you stop please? And then he's just like, until the end of this war, love is electric, I cannot afford, rah, 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 I'm gonna be emo. For some reason. And Bakurachnia is obviously very annoyed by this because She's the emo one. It's not a good show. She's not even that emo in that show either. She's just kind of
This is
chill.
a long box. If this, if I don't. Can I just?
And then there's War for Cybertron, Kingdom. The first two are awesome. I liked them.
Let's just.
The
Wait,
third
this is
one.
Sorry,
The voice
should work.
actors are weird. Everything is weird. I don't like it.
This should work.
Well, I get not having the same voice actors, but you don't give the guy Dinobot, the guy who has like a lisp, like a the voice of like a jazz singer, like he has like the smoothest voice in War for Cybertron, and he talks like this in
Well, that's good. I go for the safety.
in Base Wars, which is just weird to listen to. Also, just like way less chaotic. Everyone in War for Cybertron is way less chaotic. Where in Beast Wars, everyone is very chaotic.
Is this even another one? Will it work?
I don't know if it will work, Plasma. Just do it. Why are you taking so long to do this?
I'm bad at the game.
Then why did you choose to make me talk for 2 hours about something?
Because just
Okay.
do it. No.
Put it on top. There you go. So, and I know that in the comic books she's like there somewhere on like a colony planet, and then Arachnid's evil, and then she's not. I don't know. I can only read as many comics there are at my library. So
This is one of those.
I don't know. But yeah, in Transformers Animated, it's a good show. But Black Arachnia and Elita 1 should not have been the same character. It's funny now that I think about it. Because they wanted Black Arachnia to be Catwoman in Transformers Animated. And she's very much like Catwoman. She's still Black Arachnia, but she's very much like Black Arachnia Catwoman. And she has a very Catwoman-esque relationship with Optimus Prime. But also, they tried to make Silverbolt Batman in Beast Machines, and that caused lots of problems with his Black Arachnia. So wouldn't it just be funny? No, wouldn't it just be funny? If Transformers animated Black Arachnia and Beast Machines Silverbolt, I don't know, whatever. Oh, you died. You
didn't set my spawn because I broke my bed.
Yeah, you didn't.
That's the igloo. I will pass the igloo and around sort of. I'm smart about this, and I can get my stuff back if I'm smart. So.
Do you think he's smart enough, guys? Comment. So yeah, and I haven't seen Rise of the Beast yet. I saw Bumblebee. I didn't see any of the Bay movies. Hopefully, they don't put Black Arachnia or Silverbolt in that, because honestly, they should not put Black Arachnia or Silverbolt in that, because as far as I can tell, a lot of the Transformers movies are beat 'em up movies. Bumblebee wasn't. Bumblebee was focused on Bumblebee though. But once again, those type of movies wouldn't fit a character like Black Arachnia, who is untrusting but not unloyal about it. She's disloyal to Megatron a lot of the time, but not because she specifically. So our game crashed. And Plasma.
I duplicated my items, guys.
Did you check your inventory?
I duplicated my items.
What on earth?
I'm cheating.
What happened?
Oh my goodness, new glitch discovered.
I don't think it's a new glitch. Where was I though? All right. That character wouldn't fit in that kind of show.
I have 2 buckets now.
Because
this is OP.
she and Silverbolt would just be fine, I guess, if he was just there. But their story wouldn't really work because it just takes so long, unless it was like more than one movie. Because the way that their story works, the real good way their story works, is because it's very gradual. So unless it was like a 3-hour movie, I don't know. I could see a Beast Wars movie happening. I mean, I don't think a good Beast Wars movie, like actually, I mean, Rise of the Beast is coming out, but I don't see like a Beast Wars movie coming out because it's been like 25 years. But I could see a good, I could see it making a good movie.
This is gonna be my.
Why don't you just use a bucket of lava? But.
Oh yeah, right.
But yeah, I don't know. I'd like to see them again in something new. Both of them.
I guess we got 5.
Or just start with one of them and then add Silverbolt later because that's what happened in the original show. It's honestly we don't. Honestly, they 1 second. It's honestly. Honestly, like Silverbolt and Black Arachne, yeah, need more attention. They are quite possibly the best romantic relationship that ever happened in Transformers. I don't think you did that right. How many blocks up is the thing? 4? No, I think you need 4.
It will be fine.
I don't think it will be fine, Plasma. I can't.
I will have to break all this obsidian.
No, just break the bottom 2. And then.
No. This has to work. I've spent so long.
So basically. Now I'm gonna talk about Elita 1 for a minute because I've been talking about Black Arachne so long. So now I'm gonna switch to the other couple in this talk, which is Elita 1 and Optimus Prime. And for how much stuff Optimus Prime is in, you'd think Elita 1 would be in more stuff, but she really isn't. Mostly because she doesn't.
This isn't even close to another portal. This is a monstrosity.
I don't even know if you can hear him.
This is a monstrosity. This is 5 blocks tall, 3, 4. There's like 53 here.
You'd think Elita 1 would be in more stuff as the main good guy love interest. She's not. She's not in a lot of the. I mean, in the in the Unicron trilogy, she is a minicon, who is just a Megatron's random minicon. She isn't even love interest. She's just. They just reused her name, which they do a lot in the in the Unicron trilogy. In the War for Cybertron trilogy, they have she's very important for the first show, and then she kind of is there for the second show, and then then the Allspark uses her as a template. It's weird. I don't like Kingdom. Unfortunately, they didn't do that well. Yeah.
I think that what I should have what I should have done is looked up a tutorial on how to do it. That's what I should have done. It would have been so much faster. Oh my gosh.
Just hold down the button, Plasma. Goodness gracious. So Alita 1, in More for Cybertron, she is very sort of like, they wished they could be an old couple vibe, which is weird compared to the original definite old couple vibe. But it's obvious they're in love, and it's obvious that they have a relationship there. But once again, because of the nature of Optimus Prime now, even though he was once again portrayed like an animated as this sort of rookie commander, he doesn't really have emotions anymore. Unfortunately, like unless in the Bay movies when he's shouting "kill them all," which is just weird. I'm pretty sure she's in one of the Bay movies too, but not as a love interest. She's just kind of there. In War for Cybertron, she's the love interest. For a little bit, then you know, whatever. What? Why are you typing GG?
There's no way. No way that I win this.
You're trying to beat it before I stop talking. If you do this for 3 hours trying to build a nether portal, you'll probably
I don't know how.
I'm just trying to outlast you. I don't know the rules to this.
Here's what we're doing.
What are we doing?
I build nether portal. If I finish before 30 minutes, then I think that I'm gonna just quit. Rage quit.
Okay, so that's that. So basically, Alita 1 is very, she's there, you know, she doesn't really have a personality. I mean, unless you count when she gets turned into Black Arachnia, because Black Arachnia has all of the personality. She is personality. But she just kind of is there a lot of the time. When she is there, she's just there, in the background. Or she's downing Optimus Prime's decisions because he's making bad decisions. Oh, I'm gonna fall asleep here. So he's like taking so long. Because
I don't know how to build a nether portal.
He doesn't know how to build a nether portal. I'm very ashamed of this child that I am related to.
I don't know how to build one out of lava buckets.
He doesn't know how to build a nether portal out of lava buckets. Yeah, I believe you.
You don't either. Oh,
So basically, so what was I saying now? So basically, Alita 1 is pretty much a non-character to me. She doesn't really have too much of a personality. She doesn't, other than being Optimus Prime's love interest, because that's how she was introduced, as her personality was the fighter girlfriend of Optimus Prime. Yeah. She's a leader, but character for the girls in that one bit, and she's good in G1. But yeah, she's just kind of once again there. I don't know. I've never really liked her character too much. Just because she's just there, she didn't really get too much character development. They tried in War for Cybertron trilogy where she just was the leader. But the thing is Optimus Prime and Alita 1's personalities are the leader. Except for Optimus Prime is in a lot more stuff. So his personality is the grave leader with lots of responsibility. You know, you just know who Optimus Prime is. He's going to sacrifice himself for anything. Then there's just Alita 1 who's has the same personality, but no one cares as much. I don't care as much. She just doesn't have the same like weight to it. Uh, mm, you know, then Optimus Prime is very self-explanatory. I think most people know who Optimus Prime is. One of the big good guy heroes. What are you doing? You already placed one.
How do
Dupe. You duped it.
Yeah.
So yeah. But I'm running out of steam here. Should have picked a better topic. But yeah, so thinking back on it, so Black Rockies are amazing. I wish I saw them more. Okay. Black Raccoon and Optimus Prime are just, they worked that one time, sort of, because of the way that everything was in Transformers Animated. But if it wouldn't really work now because of the different changes in Optimus Prime's personality, because you can't really have the sort of inexperienced, emotional version of Optimus Prime now unless it's Orion Pax. And Orion Pax X Black Arachnia might work, but if he's called Optimus Prime now, he's got to be a serious dork. Well, not dork. You guys got to be serious to the point of it's weird and like self-sacrificial and stuff. Now, I haven't watched Earthspark. I have no intention of watching Earthspark. Maybe he isn't that serious in Earthspark. Earthspark, it's 3 in the bottom.
You win. You win. I surrender. This stupid thing.
Okay. Plasma gives up on trying to beat Minecraft. Is this official, Plasma? Like, are you gonna keep trying? And now you have a portal, sort of.
Is it a portal?
Yeah, so next time, if you like this, next time we do it, I'll pick something that I can actually talk about for longer. Because I already talked about, I'll pick something that I will rant about for longer. And Plasma will pick a game that he knows how to beat.
This is just there's a spark on the. Why doesn't it catch fire? I give up. I surrender. Let's just
Okay.
do the outro.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to
Don't
like
forget
and
to
subscribe.